On May 13th, 2009, at 4:55 p.m. Universal Time, Marcus Pearson, known as Notch, released a test program called Cave Game. Notch based this game off a previous game called Ruby Dung, a type of building-based game that was a stepping stone towards Notch's next project. But going back to Cave Game, this game was made up of cobblestone and grass, and was made to see how caves could be generated in a block-like form. This was a simple flat world for people to explore, which got a bit boring, so Notch added random entities that ran around the endless world. But this all leads up to one big thing: how this game would grow to be the biggest game on planet Earth.
Cave Game was just a simple test known as RD131655, which took only 4 days to develop and release. But from December 23rd, 2009 to February 23rd, 2010, InDev was released, which added a bunch of features for this new game. Crafting, map generation, an inventory system, dynamic lighting, food, tools, and so much more. Because of all these features, this game was deemed a sandbox survival game. A sandbox game is a game that allows you to express creativity, and in the early days of this would mostly consist of building, whether that was a cobblestone hut or a giant wooden mansion. This game seemed to give you endless possibilities, and as it was updated, the possibilities only grew. InfDev was released on February 27th, 2010 and lasted till that June. InfDev, short for Infinite Development, brought a lot of new features to the game, even more than InDev. You see, Notch decided to rewrite the game's code to allow an infinite terrain, which it basically was. The game's border was 64 million blocks, and for anyone who decided to travel all that, they would reach the far lands. And if someone made it past that without your PC crashing, well, it would just crash there. Moving on, Notch decided to add an abundance of features like 3D clouds, complex cave systems, signs, ladders, doors, dungeons, golden apples, and so much more. But since the version only lasted 4 months, another addition was made to the game, possibly the most popular of them all. Alpha. Released on June 30th, 2010 and lasting till December of that year. Alpha was the 5th phase in the development cycle of this game. Alpha brought a bright green texture that brightened the game and made it stand out, so much to where Notch would list the price of the game to $15. The amount of features added to this might seem small, but there are more than meets the eye. Notch added some of the best features that we still recognize today: cows, chickens, slime, the nether, a variety of biomes, boats, snow, the classic C418 music that we all know and love, fences, sneaking, fishing, and so much more. But Party doesn't want to take up all the time in this video just to talk about every added feature, but we all would appreciate it if you could just take the time to subscribe to the channel. The beta addition to this game would be the last building block to the game's full release. Released on December 20th, 2010, Notch decided to up the price by 50% after seeing the potential and growth of the game. The amount of features added in this version was insane. We couldn't even fit them all in this video, but some of the major updates are cookies. That's it. But a little under a year later on November 18th, 2011, this blocky masterpiece would finally release.
Minecon 2011, Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas. The official release of the block game we all love today. Tickets to get in were $99, and with that, over 4,500 people attended Minecon, with thousands more watching from the comfort of their own homes. Anyone who attended this event would get an exclusive Minecon 2011 cape, the rarest cape that any player can have to this day. But this was only the beginning, and a couple of years later, the worst of the worst would occur. Between 2011 and 2014, Mojang, the company that Notch made, ran the game, making 7 major updates to improve the game in the span of 3 years. But in November of 2014, everything would change. forever. The date is November 6, 2014. It was a rainy morning in Seattle. The Microsoft building in Ramon, Washington would be the new home of our beloved game. Microsoft bought this game for $2.5 billion. Everyone was in shock. Questions were flying everywhere. Why did Notch sell Mojang to Microsoft? And why was Microsoft even interested in the game itself? Microsoft saw the potential in this game, and when they had it in their hands, they knew they could capitalize it. They discontinued the Legacy Edition, creating Bedrock Edition, where Minecoins can be bought for real money. And with this in-game currency, you can get skins, maps, resource packs, and so much more. Today, Microsoft has made $7.9 billion in revenue, making 3 times the amount of money that they originally bought the game for. When Microsoft bought the game, they didn't even update it for 18 months. 6 months later, they released the most controversial update in the game's history, 1.9, the Combat Update. The update that made players hate the game or love it even more. Microsoft later on redeemed themselves by making updates that players enjoyed, as well as adding mob votes and live events that would bring us to today.
Mojang, now owned by Microsoft, would make updates that would improve the game overall, making the Aquatic Update, Village and Pillage, the Nether Update, and Caves and Cliffs. These updates, along with a couple of others, would popularize the game even more, making this game the biggest in the world. Today, over 180 million players play this game monthly. Now, if you're not a 24/7 active player of this game, you at least hop on every couple of months to grind for a couple of weeks and have fun with friends. Everyone around the world joins together to play this all of a game. But this game is a game where you can make friends, build a community, express your creativity, and have fun. If you're watching this video, you probably already know what this game is, and I don't think I need to hide it anymore. Zombie, can you remind me what this game is called?
This is Minecraft.